I showed this mask the other night and I've just been to the pool, so I look like crap, but I'm going to talk about it. It's an LED mask. Look, I originally was like, these things are a bunch of BS, but I went and had a facial last week, and as part of the facial, this is at Dermalogica, and I highly recommend facials at Dermalogica. I thought it was fantastic, and the people were great, and it was great. So they did like a peel, they did some LED light treatment, and they did sort of like a firming mask and a whole bunch of stuff. There was a lot of stuff that was thrown in my face. But I was asking the lady what she thought of LED masks at home, because I always just thought that they were a bunch of phooey. And I know that at clinics they use more like clinical grade ones. So the light penetrates deeper, so you get better results, And essentially she said that they do work. You just need to know what light will suit your problem, and also to get one where you can wear it for a decent amount of time, because sometimes people only wear them for a couple of minutes, or they have a light that they put on their face and it's not enough time to actually see results. You literally have to sit with it for at least 20 minutes kind of thing to get results. So she said you don't have to spend thousands, but those you need one that sort of stays on your face and that has enough, that has a light that will help your problem. So the lights that she recommended for me, firstly, she said green light because it helps reduce redness. I said one problem that I have is the redness in my skin. It makes me want to wear foundation to cover it up. So she said that the green light reduces that. She also said yellow light reduces sensitivity. So it's helping with like inflammation, and sensitive skin gets inflamed, gets red. And she said those two lights are what I should look at. The most common LED masks tend to either have red or blue or both. Blue is for breakouts and acne. She said for me, it would dry out my skin too badly, and the occasional hormonal spot I get isn't enough to warrant using the blue light. She said stay away from it. And red is for collagen production, so anti-aging. She said I can try that if I want. So I was having a bit of a browse and I found this on Amazon. So it is, what brand is it? Project E. So I liked this one. Firstly, it was on Amazon, so it came the next day, so it was easy. It's got like the sunglasses sort of holders, so you can strap it on, or you can like just put over your ears. It is quite heavy, so you don't want to sit like this for 20 minutes because it does sort of slide off. It's like, I think it's supposed to be like 200 grams, like it's pretty heavy. So what I tend to do is I might sit on my recliner and just sit back a little bit with it on. You can lie on the bed or the couch or whatever. Or if I'm at my computer and I'm leaning forward, I sort of just hold it up like with my hand. One thing I liked about this one as well is it's actually got a neck piece. So it's got, you put it over your ears again like this. You strap this on. It's like it's a neck piece. So it works on your neck as well as your face, which is good. So this one, I think there was also a coupon. It was around $250, which wasn't cheap for just like a thing, but I was having a look at reviews and there are some decent like before and after photos from people like leaving legitimate reviews. And they were sort of saying they're using it like 4 or 5 days a week for a month, and they start to see reviews. I'm happy to give that a go. I'm happy to try it. And I really like the neck piece as well, because I find that I've been using sunscreen on my face for over a decade, but I can tell that I neglect a little bit on my neck. So I start getting like these lines, these creases, sort of permanent creases. So I thought if I end up doing some of the red light here and sort of boost the collagen, hopefully those lines will minimize a little bit. So I've been using this. I didn't use it last night. My kid was it was difficult. But I've used this so far 3 times, which is, not enough to see any results, but I'm dedicated to the cause. What I tend to do in the evening, you put on your skincare. So you have a clean face, put on your skincare, put this on. I just sit on my recliner, watch some TV. Depending on how long I'm going to watch TV for, minimum I try to do is 10 minutes of green light, 10 minutes of yellow light. But if I'm going to be watching a show that's like 40 minutes long, I might do 20 of each, or 10 of each and then 10 of red or whatever. I'm sort of playing around with different sort of techniques, but I'll show you how this works. So this is essentially portable, but it's not portable like you can just walk around easily. Like I said, this does sort of slip off and it's quite heavy. So you don't want to be like doing your dishes, for example. Also, just because you're looking through these holes, you can't see down. You can only really see out. So portable as in you can move it around, but I wouldn't be walking around using this, if that makes sense. I've got this sort of strapped on. You can tighten it. I don't want to. I'll just sort of put it there. You have a control, so it's connected to the controller, but the controller isn't plugged in. Now, you charge this via USB, and they say not to use this while it's plugged into the socket for some reason. So you're supposed to have this fully charged when you use it, and then this is just the control. So I'll show you what you do. You turn it on. So power, and to start is this button here, and it automatically puts it on 20 minutes. So it's saying that you got to use it for 20 minutes. This is obviously the red light. I would have loved that if you could set like red light for neck, green light for face. I think that would be kind of cool. You can also increase the brightness, so it goes up to 5, so it automatically starts on 2, and that's 5. So if you want to, I tend to go hardcore because I'm like, go big or go home. And then you can cycle through the colors, and you can also increase or decrease the time in 5-minute intervals. So that's, 15 minutes. Okay, the middle button is obviously the color cycle. So it's got green, which is what I like to use. Again, it's supposed to reduce redness. Blue is for acne breakouts. It can dry out your skin from what I've heard. Yellow is another one that I use, and this is for inflammation and reducing sort of sensitivity. This one, I believe, this light blue is supposed to be a more gentle version of the true blue light. Haven't heard, like, they give you a little booklet with all the information about it. So if you want to know what to do, but apparently this is like a more gentle version. And purple, look, I think they say it's for, hang on, I'll have a look. Okay, so purple light is for relaxing and improving lymph metabolism. Now, when I had my facial and I asked the lady about the LED masks, she said if it's got a purple light, it's bogus. It doesn't work. It's bullshit. So don't use the purple light. This one says it's, look, I wouldn't find this relaxing anyway. It's not hot. It's not painful. It's not super uncomfortable, but it's inconvenient, and I probably wouldn't recommend just using this to relax, but you do you. And then there's also the last one, which is white light. Now, white light, it says, is, again, relaxing. I don't think white light does much, but the main ones that people do, red, blue, green, yellow. So this one has a couple of extra if you want to play around with them. But yeah, that is what I've been playing with. I've got some breakouts on my forehead, actually. Let's try the light blue. I think that's just it's just purging from my facial, which is fun. Anyway, so yeah, interesting. I'm hoping to do this 4 or 5 times a week for like 20 minutes at a time. I have taken before photos, so I'll let you know. I'll update you in like a month of how I'm going with it. But it's a bit strange, but I'm hoping I get results and it's worth the hassle. But really, it's not that big a deal putting this on my face when I'm sitting and watching trash TV in the evening. So anyway, that's what I've been playing with. I thought I'd quickly also show you the inside. These don't get hot, which is great. So they're little LEDs. There's heaps of them, but they don't get too hot, or don't get hot at all. So it gets a bit heavy. It gets a bit tiring, I guess, on your nose bridge and your ears, but yeah, it doesn't heat up and burn you or anything like that. Hello, I want to update you on my light mask, my LED light mask that I got about nearly 4 weeks ago now. And over the weekend, I think it was, I took some no makeup photos, and I wanted to compare them to before I started using the light mask. Now, I sort of heard that you can see results in like a month, and I was a bit shy of a month. I wanted to sort of hold out until it was 4 weeks, but I started using up some skincare items, and I'm going to be introducing some new ones, and I didn't want the new skincare to be the reason I'm seeing any changes in my skin. So to avoid that, I had to sort of cut the comparison short a little bit. Now, look, I tend to use this light mask, I'm going to say on a good week, say 5 nights a week. On a bad week, more like 3 to 4 times a week. What I've sort of found is that I've been using the red light for 20 minutes, and that is supposed to help with collagen production and signs of aging. And then I also use the green light for 10 to 20 minutes, depending on how much time I have or if my kid wakes up or whatever. And the green one is supposed to help with reducing redness, which I do have in my face. I was playing around with the yellow light a little bit, which is supposed to be reducing sort of inflammation. But I sort of settled on the anti-aging and redness being the factors that I want to play with the most. Apparently it's very hard to get them side by side, and so you can see it all. But this is the before light mask and this is after. I feel like I'm just like around my eyes, it looks a lot darker here than it does here. Things are just looking a little bit more plump and hydrated, and things are looking a little bit more dull. I don't know why I think I was wearing a lip stain the day before, which is why my lips are a little bit more red there. But I think around the eyes, I've noticed it the most. Now, I didn't change any skincare between here. The main difference was that I was using the same products, but I was starting to layer them more because I was getting dehydrated skin, and I was finding that my skin was feeling really dry in winter. So even though I was wearing the same products, probably at the start around this point, I started putting more layers of like moisturizer and hydrating serums. So this might be a little bit more hydrated, which is where I think I'm looking a little bit more plump. But the eye area is like, that I used no eye cream, no eye differences, nothing. This was, I think that's a light mask doing that. That's crazy. Here's before and after as well. So breakouts are still doing its thing. Redness is still there. But around the eyes, look at the difference. There's little like little crepey lines there. Not so much there. Again, it might be the hydrating skincare I've been using, but I haven't been using it much around the eye area because I've started using an eye cream now, but that's after this photo was taken. So it looks a lot nicer around the eye area. So yeah, this is only 3 weeks difference. I'm hoping if I keep using it, I'll keep seeing some cool results, but this is quite surprising in my opinion. Like if I was using a new eye cream, okay, I get it. That would make sense, but I wasn't. I was using 0 eye products. So I think that's pretty cool. So am I seeing some results? I think I am. It's encouraging and it's going to make me keep using it. My biggest issue with this is that it's not the most comfortable thing. It's not annoying, like it's not horrible, but I do notice there's parts of it, like it does actually have like 2 handles that my kid keeps taking off. I find that the nose bridge area sometimes puts like pressure on your nose and leaves little red marks, and if you wear it a couple of days in a row, it can actually break the skin, so it can be a bit heavy and a bit hard. And I find that the straps around the ears can also do the same thing. So what I tend to do in the evening when I'm just watching TV is I sort of just hold it there. I sort of lift it a little bit so the nose bridge isn't like pushing down too much, and the ear straps aren't pushing down, like, because it's very firm and it's not super comfortable. So if it was a little bit more flexible and comfortable and lighter, you know, maybe I would use it every night. But I think that for what it is, it works. And I think using it like 4 times a night when I'm watching like Black Mirror or something, it's really it's a TV show, sweetheart. It's really not that hard, and if I'm seeing good results, especially like the dark circles under the eyes, I'm gonna keep using it. What is that? Thumbs up from us. No, like, am I saying you need to rush out and spend hundreds of dollars on an LED mask? Probably not. I have seen some differences, but I feel like you've got to commit to it, and you've got to commit to using it for a decent period of time.
What is it?
Those before and after photos are going to encourage me to keep using it. So, yeah, that's my 3-week review of the LED light mask.